Hi, this is Anna from Exploration Point. I'm not in the point right now, but I'm the only person in this meeting room, which is why I don't have my mask on. But I am here with the video for art machines. You should have gotten your kit that looks like this. It's in a little bag from whatever library you requested to pick it up from. And we're gonna unbox or unbag, whatever it is, our kit here, and I'll show you what you need for the craft. Everything you need should be in the kit, but we'll see what's in here. So the first thing is you'll get this kind of instruction sheet. It has some picture instructions on the back and a website. We're gonna look into that website too. That's super helpful. And you should have, one of mine popped out, but this board with 6 kind of popsicle stick shaped punch out thing. And it's likely that your stuff will already pop out. That's fine. And you'll have a piece of cardboard, some of this foamy stuff, foam adhesive, and these little colorful brad fasteners. I think these are really cool. You'll also need a pair of scissors, which I am going to go and get now. So I'm actually recording my screen right now because I wanted to show you the website makeasnack.com. This is the site that I showed you is on the little flyer that comes in your bag with the instructions on it. And this is a real cool website because it'll give you instructions specifically for this activity. And that's not the button I want to click, excuse me. If you scroll down to where it says Make Snacks and click this button here, the button that says, excuse me, I should have said that out loud. It says, got a snack, want to learn more, start here. You click on that. And then we're going to scroll down and click the one that says Art Machines. And you can choose English or Spanish, which I think is real cool. And it teaches you some of the concepts you're going to learn about, like using levers, some skills that you might learn, and the materials you'll need. And we happen to have all those in our bags. So I'm going to, when you click the see how it's made, this is where you want to click. You choose English or Spanish. I'm going to choose English. And click on that. And then these real cool video instructions pop up that you can just follow along with those. And you will need scissors and a marker as well, which I did not be, excuse me. You will need scissors and a marker as well. And those won't be in your craft kits, but hopefully you'll have those around the house. And you can just follow along with these instructions here or along with my video, and that'll tell you exactly how to do the activity. So I think that's a really cool thing you can try out. So I just wanted to show that to you guys so you know it was there. But now I'm going to show off you through making your art machine. So the first thing we're going to need is to punch out all of these little pieces. So I'm going to tilt my screen down so you can see. That's a little too far. Here we go. But I'm just going to go along and punch out all of these. Should just fall right out. We're going to use this later, so we're going to put it aside. Then I'm going to go through and punch out all the little holes. And you might want to make sure you have a piece of paper or something underneath so it'll be easier to clean up. So I'm going to punch it out over the instructions. And that way, I won't have to go searching for them when I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and punch out the rest of those because I can imagine that's super fun to watch and get back to you. Alright, so I've got these punched out, so I'm going to start building my art machine. And in order to build our machines, we're going to be making a series of levers. So a lever is a simple machine that can help you to lift a heavy load or move another object. Alright, so I'm back in the point now because this next part of the video did not upload correctly. So I am redoing part of the craft, but going back to where we were. So now you've punched out all of the 6 little cardboard plank type things with the little holes. And this is where we're going to start building our art machine by building a series of levers. And we want our machine to be able to open shut something at the end of our lever. So we need to create a system in which you can add a force in order to spread the force through the plank and lift the object. I'm not explaining this well, so I hope to include some information about levers alongside the Facebook post if you want to learn more. So what we're going to need to do is take 2 of our planks. I'm going to bring this down so you can see. And we're going to need some of these brad fasteners that came in your kit as well. So what I'm going to do is line these up and make an X shape. And I'm just going to take one of my fasteners and put it in the middle. Flip that over and spread it out flat to make an X. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my other 2 sets of planks. So you should have 3 of these X shapes in all. And this creates the fulcrum, which is the center point of the lever, or the point in which the lever is able to go up and down. And I'm going to go make my other 2. Okay, so now I've made these 3 X shapes. Our next step is going to be to connect them. So I'm going to need 4 fasteners, so I'm just going to grab those and set them out. I think you should have a spare fastener as well. And I'm going to take 2 of my X shapes, and I'm going to line up those 2 holes. So I'm going to line up a hole with a hole and a hole with a hole. Then I'm going to take a fastener, and I'm going to put it in one of the holes so that it connects the 2 planks at an angle. And I'm going to spread out the brad fastener so it connects. Should look like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other half of my X. I'm going to go up, I'm going to make sure they look like this. I'm going to take a fastener and just stick it in there. Spread that out. I should have a shape that looks like this, and you'll notice that if you move one side, the whole thing moves. It'll look like this if you condense it, and like this if you spread it out. This is the closest to what our X's looked like originally. Then you're going to do the same thing, keeping that X shape, line up the holes, take a fastener, plug it in, spread out the pieces, and do the same thing at the top. So take a fastener, connect it, and spread out those pieces. So it'll look like this on the back. And I'm weird, so I'm going to set all my prongs going the same way. And it'll look like this on the front. And you'll notice we're going to call this our lever. So when I put force, or the energy I use to push it on the lever, the whole thing moves on that, and it uses that fulcrum, does the connecting point, to pivot and move. So whenever I apply that force, it makes the entire thing move. I think that's pretty cool. You can see how it compresses and then how it stretches out. I'll bring it back up here in the better lighting. I think that is really fun. So it compresses and it stretches out. And here is where we're going to add the art part to our machine. So now that we've built a simple machine, we get to be artsy with it. So once we've created our machine, we're going to first create, they call it a machine that can talk, kind of like a puppet type thing. And this is where this other piece of cardboard from your bag is going to come in, as well as these fasteners, kind of foam fasteners. And this is also when you want to make sure you have your marker and your scissors. So bringing this down again, I am going to draw a face on my cardboard. And I think I'm going to use, it doesn't really matter what side I use, but I'm going to draw a smiley face, and I'm going to draw 2 eyes. That aren't particularly even, but that's okay. And I think I'm going to do purple eyes just to get some color. Okay, so now I've drawn this face, and you'll notice if I stretch out my art machine here, I can kind of line up the top and bottom pieces. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along where I drew the smiley face. You might want better scissors than these children's scissors I'm using. So now I have 2 separate pieces, like this. So once you've got your pieces cut out, you want to make sure that you flip over your machine and then flip over your pieces so that the eyepiece is facing you, and keep those lined up like that. Now set your machine on top, and you'll notice that the bottom half falls on the bottom half of the face you drew, and the top falls on the top. So I already cut out 2 pieces, but you'll take a strip of your foam adhesive and use it to attach 1/2 of the face you drew to each, do it better than that, but you want to attach it to each side of the lever. So it'll look something like this, and when you pick it up, it won't fall off. I'm going to make a new piece because this got a little messed up, but I have plenty. So I'm just going to cut a piece of the foam adhesive. I'm going to cut that in 2. Take the backing off. And remember, you want to keep that lined up closed like that. And line it up. And make sure that you have your machine on top of the cardboard. And you're just going to take the foam adhesive off and attach it. I find that I also like to just kind of tack it down twice. That kind of helps. So it's a little better braced on there. So I put it like that with 2 strips of piece on each side. But I'm going to lift this up now and we'll see how our talking machine looks. Oh, that's pretty cute. And so you see you got your face there that you cut out, and when you open and shut your lever, he opens and shuts his mouth. So you can use it kind of like a puppet and talk for the machine. So I'm trying to keep pace with what I'm saying, but I'm talking a little fast. You can see how wide you can get it. Oop. And that's why we want to double brace it, because it might come loose. You don't want to like shut it too tight, too fast. But I think that's pretty darn cute. You can even try doing different animal faces or all sorts of designs that open and shut. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Try coming up with your own design and then take a picture or video and put it in the comments of that of our Facebook post. I would love to see that, and I'll keep an eye on it. But I think that's a pretty fun art machine. Check it out. See how the levers move on the fulcrums and make your art move. I think that's really fun. Now, there are all sorts of other things that you can make with this simple lever machine. And I'm going to try another one that the Future Maker website that you've got on your flyer sheet actually recommends. And I'm going to try and make a grabber. I'm going to try and make something that can pick up other stuff. So you can maybe, like if you're sitting on the couch and want the TV remote or something, you can just reach over and get it with your grabber. And I don't want to take apart my art machine, so I'm going to use the other end. So this is where we're going to use our scrap cardboard. You're going to take your scissors, and about 1 inch in, more or less here-ish. Yeah, a little more than 1 inch in. You're just going to cut through making sure you got that end there. Just cut through each little spoke there. Again, you probably want to use sturdier scissors than I personally am using. That would cut through cardboard easier, or you can ask an adult for help. So you'll have a little thing that looks like this, and then you're going to count 3 in and cut that in half. Oops. But you'll have 2 little claw-shaped things like this. So I am going to grab the end of my machine that does not have the face on it. And I'm going to position the pieces like this so that one of them overlaps the other. It should look something like that. And then I'm going to flip it. And same routine. We're going to use the foam adhesive. We're going to take our foam adhesive and take one of these up on top, and I'm actually going to cut off this little bit here so you can see kind of a handle shape. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to line them up so they're about the same size. Use that as a reference and snip that. Just put my scrap aside. And I'm going to line that up. So that first I'm going to stretch out my machine like this so it's all the way out. And I'm going to line these up so that the little claws are closed together like this. Then I'm going to take a strip of my adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out along the line. Cut that in half again. And use it to attach to my machine. And now, if I go up, to be able to, using this end, open and shut the little claws. And you can see that I can control how much they shut. So if I want to grab something, I'll just use this water bottle, which is a little too big, but you can see the idea that I would close it around the object. Let me go find something I can actually pick up. I'm having a problem with my machine being a little too flimsy to pick up anything. So I think I'm going to take my last piece of the yellow adhesive. And if you want something more permanent, I highly recommend just using tape. This isn't super sticky, but for the sake of using what they've given us, I'm going to go ahead and just brace that once more. It's always good to just make it a little bit sturdier. And I'm going to do this especially closer to the top of this one. That should make it a little sturdier. And I'm going to grab something real light, because since it's cardboard, it's not going to pick up anything super heavy. But let's see what I got in my bag. I looked in my bag and I found this clean face mask. And I figure that's pretty light and has little loops I can try and catch. So I'm going to put that down on the table. And I'm going to go all the way over here. And I'm going to try and pick that up with my grabber. I'm going to push the lever in. And there we go. I'm able to pick that up. Oops. Or I could even loop into the loop there. And now I've got a face mask grabber. Or whatever else you'd want to use it for. And then I'm going to have to unattach that. You could even try it with this marker. I'm going to try that. My claws might be a little too big for that. Yeah, that's too big. I could try this pair of scissors. You can kind of make a fishing game out of this. That's kind of fun. Try making a game out of it. See if you can place some objects on the floor on a table and try and pick them up using your grabber. And don't launch them at your computer like that. So see, there you go. I'm able to close the little claws around the scissors and pick them up. So that's fun. And that's going to be just about it for our art machine video. There are a couple more ideas on Future Maker's website. I'm going to make my puppet go one more time. Kind of unbracing there. But there are so many more ideas on the Future Maker website. And I'm also going to, again, try and include more information about the levers. So it's always fun to learn more. I hope that I explained it well earlier in the video. But that's about it for the art machine craft. Please come up with your own designs or show me what you did for your face. Take a picture or video and put it in the comments of this Facebook post. We love to see that stuff. And thank you so much for signing up. I hope you had fun. And I'll see you in the next video. Everybody have a good day. Bye.